Hello and welcome to Morris Park. Today I thought I'd get out here in the park and show you some of our things that are blooming today, such as these great Narcissus or daffodils. I have quite a few of these blooming. I'm going to show you quite a few of them. Got a pretty good breeze blowing today. These smell really nice. Let's go see some more. Here's something we have down the lower part of the park. Kind of on the edge of the woods here, next to the road. Go check out some more. Some Forsythia off there in the woods have kind of got away from us. Blooming pretty good. This is probably our best bunch here. We planted these last fall, and instead of spreading them out, we decided just to put them in one big clump. So we dug one big hole and set them all in, and they did great. Really looking good. I actually think the ants like them quite a bit too. They must have quite a bit of nectar in them. All smell good. I believe these are the King Alfred type. Yeah, real nice clump here. Got some white ones over here. A little odd color, kind of greeny yellow. Unusual. Got some different ones here. A little narrower petals, narrower center tube. We've had these ones here quite a while, actually. They've been kind of buried up by these Rosa Sharons, but it hasn't hurt them too bad this year. Actually, these have bloomed better this year than other years. I can see plenty more buds coming on some other ones. Be a little different. But they seem to be doing okay under these Rosa Sharons. Lilacs are getting ready. You can see all the buds here on our lilacs. There's a white lilac. Quite a few of them. This is our oldest quince bush. And it's kind of way down here in the corner of the park. Quite a few flowers coming on now. This one's pretty reliable, even though it's kind of stuffed off in with the other trees and stuff here on the edge of the woods. It still does pretty well. So this is one of our redbud trees. It's a Cerseus Canadensis, eastern redbud. I'm not really sure why they call it actually a redbud, because they're more like a lavender purple. But that's what they're called. You see the buds coming on here. About another week or so. This tree was actually planted by my wife, Deb, probably almost 30 years ago. Started from a tiny seedling she plucked out of her father's flower beds. They've grown to quite the trees now. One of our largest ones is actually over there by the greenhouse shop area. You can see it right next to the shop. It's a big, tall one, and it started all by itself. It was from seed. These trees are kind of unusual in the fact that flowers actually will spring not only from the branch tips, like I just showed you, but even from the larger branches, and sometimes, like down here, right from the trunk of the tree. It's kind of an unusual habit this tree has. See? You can see them just tucked in here and there. Sporadically, there's just little flower buds all over the big branches and the trunk. Pretty cool. Now this is our Tulip Magnolia, and it's just starting to bloom. Got a couple opening right now, but it's just full of buds. And later on, it'll even get bigger. And I'll probably do an update later. The buds opening up there. These actually smell kind of like roses when they open up fully. They're real nice. I don't know if I can reach one of these flowers up here. See if I can see one open. Let's see here. We can get one down here. Not quite. Almost. But not quite. About 2 more weeks, this thing will really be in full color. Right behind me here is our great big crabapple, white crabapple. And pretty soon, this thing will explode into a huge white cloud. It is absolutely spectacular. And you can see the buds already forming. It'll start out pink. It'll look really pink for about a day or two, and then all of a sudden just boom, and it'll be just white, solid white. You won't even be able to see the branches in here. It'll be so thick. And the bees will be all over it. The bees love this tree. This was the first tree that Deb and I actually planted together. One of our best buys, actually. I think it was like a $5 tree at the end of the year. One of the leftovers on clearance. Pretty nice. And this is our red crabapple. Now, this tree doesn't actually get red flowers, but it does have the red foliage. And right now, it's also fully in bud. In fact, I think it's actually a little farther along maybe than the white one. See all those little buds there? Lots and lots of buds. I think this one's going to be better this year than it ever has been. It's a fair-sized tree. And it's just almost as tall as the green one now. Yeah. This is one of our Narcissus, not Narcissus. This is one of our Forsythia, excuse me. It's coming into bloom now. Our bigger ones haven't actually got this far. But they'll be covered here pretty soon. This one's actually kind of stuck under a cedar tree here. I'm kind of surprised it's done that well. But opening up, spring is here, guys. A little lone white and yellow one. Pretty nice. These are actually our largest Forsythia. Planted these many years ago. I'm going to say probably, 25 years ago maybe. And they're just starting to open up. And this will really explode into a big old patch of yellow. It'll be really nice. I can see a lot of buds in there that haven't even started opening yet. So it's still got a ways to go. It's always a good show. This is some of our great muscari. We've had these quite a while. We used to have some more of them, but they kind of faded out in other places. You know. Sounds like the neighbors over there are having a little bit of a puppy problem over there. This is our memorial garden. This is for Deb's brothers, Joe and Steve. Little pink quince is just starting to open up. Looking pretty nice. There'll be other things coming up in here later on. These are actually Oxide Daisies, and they're actually a wildflower here. We didn't even actually plant these originally. Just kind of came up, and then we kind of spread some out. Some back there. Really nice to have. Something that you didn't even have to plant and is so beautiful. Yeah. This is a patch we've had going for quite a while. I spread these more out. I think I like them clustered up a little bit more. I like them in a tighter bunch. More like a big bouquet. These have been here quite a few years. Looking good. These are some of the bicolored ones, some of the white and yellow. Some little minis here. We have one set of minis that blooms really early in the spring, and they're already done. And then these ones kind of follow after. It's kind of neat to have them come in different times. I'm sure there are a couple different varieties. So that's why we're getting the different blooming times, I suppose. Nice little ones. Some other little guys. Looks like somebody feasted on that one a little bit. Some other little Narcissus. They're kind of yellow and orange. Every year we try to plant a little bit more and a little bit more. The real orangey one there. That's a really nice one. Our little hyacinths kind of filled out a little bit. They're almost done. And oh my goodness, do they smell good. These are awesome smelling. Wish you guys could smell this. Not as thick as I'd like to see the heads, but nonetheless, still nice. And of course, we got a few more down through here. It's one of our peonies. See the buds start coming on down there. It's one of the Ito peonies. Very special. Very nice. A few more Narcissus going down through there. These were just planted last year. We just plunked a few in here and there. Little hyacinth coming up there. The rabbits really got on this one, chewed it down quite a bit. You can see we have a lot of rabbits out here in the park, and they kind of like those. We haven't hit these though yet, and these are just full of buds. Look at that. Every one looks like they got a little corn cob down there. Those ought to look real nice when they bloom out. Well, let's go check what's in the greenhouse. Oh yeah, one of my favorite flowers on cacti is about to bloom. See? These are beautiful. This was known before as Notocactus Eulemanius, and some of you may still know it as this. But they recently changed the name last couple of years. I'm not sure exactly when, but it surprised me too. And it's now Parodia warneri. You can see it's got quite a few buds there, getting ready to go. I really love this one. This is why I grafted this plant. I was never able to grow one of these on its own roots, so I cheated. I love the flowers of this. I've tried 3 different ones, 3 different times. My first one was probably 38 years ago, and immediately lost its roots, and I lost it. And I tried another one later on after I moved here. Didn't work. I tried another one, and it didn't work. And this one worked, because I grafted this one. I saw it at the store. I really loved the flowers. It was in bud. So I brought it home, I let it flower, and then immediately grafted it. And it's done good for the last couple of years. It's really produced some nice flowers, and it's grown very well. I'm really glad I did this, so I could actually have this plant. My Mamillaria Prolifera is still doing good. Blooming quite nicely. And it's funny, usually they all bloom together, all 3 of these. But that one bloomed first back there. Then this one. And this one is just, you can just see the buds starting to poke out. So they kind of did it in succession there. But that way I guess I get to see it for longer. It won't just bloom out right away and be done. So it lasts a little bit longer. My Honiana is not open today, but it's got some more buds coming out on it. It's been doing pretty good. And this one is a Mamillaria Alba spina, Vartigobergiana. I've had this plant a long time, folks. I bought this at a little tiny nursery in Temple City, California, where I used to live. It's basically part of LA, Los Angeles. This is quite an old plant. I'm going to say, actually, this is probably about 38, 39 years old. And it's just starting to get some buds. It's always a good show here with this one. Really love it. I love the dense white wool and the spines. It's always been a tough one. It's always been a good grower. Love this plant. Can't wait for it to start opening up. And I can't forget this little Mamillary Prolifera. Prolifera really puts out the flowers and the fruit. Look at all the fruit. And that fruit has actually been on there a couple seasons. There's a couple of them down there that look like they're coming to an end, but for the most part, the fruit even look nice on it. So I never pick the fruit off because I like the whole effect. It's really a pretty little cactus. I bought this at the farmer's market up in Rolla, Missouri. Little bitty stand. Great buy. And believe it or not, I even have a rose blooming here in the greenhouse. This is Debs rose tree. We'll probably have to trim it down a little bit before we bring it out. Get it thickened up, but it's done real well. Last year it got infested with spider mites and really had to work it over and spray it down and clean it up. But this year it seems to have done pretty good. Stayed pretty clean. If I could only get rid of these pesky ants. Got ants everywhere. My trees starting to come in bloom. This is my ponderosa lemon. So I got a couple going there, but the ants will not leave this alone, and there's a reason. I'll have to spray it some more. And see those spots? That is citrus scale. So I'm going to have to get on this, spray it down. Maybe with some alcohol or something. I've tried a lot of things on this tree, and it has never been totally clean, I don't think. And a lot of it's due to these. These ants are real pain. I really hate these guys. They're in everything. You can't get away from them here. We've always had a problem with them. But at least it's blooming, and I'll try to hit this with some neem oil or some alcohol, either one, and try to get rid of this. The ants are just terrible. I thought I'd do a little update here for a second on this Euphorbia Evansii. And this is where I crossed it with my ruginosa. You can see there's a big fat seed pod there. And there's actually one right there too. So, I did get two seed pods. I'm keeping an eye on those so they don't just explode and throw the seed everywhere and I lose them. I'll be covering those up by tomorrow and trying to catch that seed, or else I'll try to glue the capsules, maybe both, to ensure it. And try to grow a new hybrid. I really love making these new Euphorbia hybrids. My Euphorbia gorgonis in full flower. Still going strong. And there's an ant there too. Can you believe that? They're just everywhere. They just won't leave nothing alone. Anyhow, I'm glad I could show you all this great stuff. I really love spring. I really love when things are coming in and showing us all the color and the new life and everything in the park and in the greenhouse. This is Clyde Morris from Morris Park. I hope you all enjoyed this little video. Take care.